Good morning. It's time for our daily lectionary reading for Friday, June 11th. This is pre-recorded, of course. It's not live because I'm off. Got some good stuff for you today, guys. We have, where did it go? It disappeared. Psalm 20. We're still in Psalm 20. 1 Samuel 10, 1 to 8. Hebrews 11, 4 to 7. Now, before we get started, if you're looking at the Psalms, if you click the link to follow along, or you might see, I think I mentioned before that word Selah. It shows up some 40 times, I think, something like that, in the Psalms. Um, Actually, more than that, I do believe. I think it's 70 some odd times in the entire Bible, and they're almost all in the Psalms. Anyway, we don't know what it means. Nobody knows for sure what that means. It is some sort of a direction, apparently. But whether it means to pause or we don't know. That's the common consensus seems to be that it means to some sort of a pause or consideration, but we don't know. And typically, you don't say that when you're reading the poem if you're reciting the poem or singing the psalm. So, Psalm 20, a prayer for victory. The Lord answer you in the day of trouble. The name of the God of Jacob protect you. May he send you help from the sanctuary and give you support from Zion. May he remember all your offerings and regard with favor your burnt sacrifices. May he grant you your heart's desire and fulfill all your plans. May we shout for joy over your victory. In the name of our God, set up our banners. May the Lord fulfill all your petitions. Now I know that the Lord will help his anointed. He will answer him from his holy heaven with mighty victories by his right hand. Some take pride in chariots and some in horses. But our pride is in the name of the Lord our God. They will collapse and fall, but we shall rise and stand upright. Give victory to the King, O Lord, and answer us when we call. Did we already do Psalm 20? All right, 1 Samuel 10, 1 to 8. Now, before we get going here, this is about Samuel anointing Saul. Now, anointing in ancient Israel, today if we talk about anointing, I know that there are some faith traditions, even some Baptists, that will do a little oil on the forehead as a kind of an anointing, usually when you're praying for someone for healing or something like that. That's not the way Israel did it. They literally poured oil. Now, this was a very ceremonial practice. It originally started with anointing of Aaron as the high priest. It was done with Saul and with David. Seems to have some meaning of starting a new line of ruler, of leadership. Interestingly enough, the term Messiah or Christ in Greek is Christos. As Messiah is the Hebrew is Mashiach. I'm horrible with my Hebrew pronunciation, so if I don't tell me how badly I butcher it, I know I butcher it. But that literally means the anointed one. So when we talk about Jesus Christ, or Jesus the Christ, technically, or Jesus Messiah, we are saying Jesus the anointed one, because he's been anointed as a new ruler. The anointing was pouring oil all over the head. So that brings us to 1 Samuel 10, 1 to 8. Samuel took a vial of oil and poured it on his head and kissed him. He said, "The Lord has anointed you ruler over his people Israel. You shall reign over the people of the Lord, and you will save them from the hand of their enemies all around. Now this shall be the sign to you that the Lord has anointed you ruler over his heritage. When you depart from me today, you will meet two men by Rachel's tomb in the territory of Benjamin at Zelzah. They will say to you, 'The donkeys that you went to seek are found. And now your father has stopped worrying about them and is worrying about you, saying, what shall I do about my son? Then you shall go on from there further and come to the oak at Tabor. 3 men going up to God at Bethel will meet you there, one carrying 3 kids, another carrying 3 loaves of bread, and another carrying a skin of wine. They will greet you and give you 2 loaves of bread, which you shall accept from them. After that you shall come to Gibeath Elohim, at the place where the Philistine garrison is. And there, as you come to the town, you will meet a band of prophets coming down from the shrine with harp, tambourine, flute, and lyre playing in front of them. And they will be in a prophetic frenzy. Then the Spirit of the Lord will possess you, and you will be in a prophetic frenzy along with them and be turned into a different person. Now, when these signs meet you, do whatever you see fit to do, for God is with you. And you shall go down to Gilgal ahead of me. Then I will come down to you to present burnt offerings and offer sacrifices of well-being. 7 days you shall wait until I come to you and show you what you shall do. Then we have Hebrews 11:4-7. By faith, Abel offered to God a more acceptable sacrifice than Cain's, though through this he received approval as righteous, God himself giving approval to his gifts. He died, but through his faith he still speaks. And by faith, Enoch was taken so that he did not experience death. And he was not found because God had taken him. For it was attested before he was taken away that he had pleased God. And without faith, it is impossible to please God. For whoever would approach him must believe that he exists and that he rewards those who seek him. By faith, Noah, warned by God about events as yet unseen, respected the warning and built an ark to save his household. And by this he condemned the world and became an heir to the righteousness that is in accordance. That is our daily lectionary reading for Friday, June 11th.